How's it going, everyone? Chris here. This little video is going to be kind of like an overview video for the kind of anniversary of my blog, the 4 years. Just a heads up, I had no end of technological nightmares when recording this. First up, ScreenFlow packed in halfway through, so I started it again with QuickTime recording the screen, as well as ScreenFlow recording the screen and the vision through the eyesight. Annoyingly, ScreenFlow packed in again halfway through, but I had the QuickTime recording. But what's annoying is that for some reason the QuickTime recording kept cutting out at random segments, so I was left with a 25-minute audio recording from my headset, but only a 20-minute video recording. So I've kind of had to go through and add freeze frames to the bits to kind of resync it all up. So at the points where it kind of freezes, where the video freezes, just be patient and it'll resume shortly. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it all. Alright, how's it going, everyone? Chris here. Something a little bit different this week. I usually do my my question time videos, but I totally forgot that it's the anniversary of my blog. I started it 4 years ago in April. So I mentioned it on Twitter, and a few people wanted to see some sort of look back throughout the history. So I thought I'd do something on video and kind of record the screen and look back at some of the old posts and maybe give some insight into the traffic and what things kind of helped the blog grow. So I'm all set with my call operator headset with the mic, so we've got some good sound quality. Recording this through ScreenFlow/QuickTime Player. I've just started recording it and ScreenFlow crashed, so I think I've got two going at the moment, QuickTime and ScreenFlow, with the thing recording through the eyesight. So let's take a look. As you can see, blog.SpoonGraphics.co.uk. This is it as of today. The latest post there with the skull-based vector illustration. One question I'm asked quite often is why I've installed the blog on a subdomain of my portfolio, which is spoongraphics.co.uk. The only reason is, I think I've mentioned it in interviews and things, I only originally planned to set up the blog just to give me an incentive or an opportunity to play around with WordPress. I'd seen a couple of other blogs springing up at the time in 2006, 2007, like Smashing Magazine and Bitbox. So I decided to post similar sort of things myself, post some free vector resources, some Photoshop brushes, little design tips and things like that. So I just installed it on a subdomain of my spoongraphics.co.uk blog website, and just started posting some stuff. As for the .co.uk, that's just the domain that I came up with while I was at university, and bought the .co.uk because it was cheaper. I didn't think about .com at that time. It wasn't until a few years ago that the .com became available. That had been snapped up by one of these domain squatters, I think, and I ended up paying $300 to get it. So if you type in .com, that should just revert to the .co.uk. I could do all that htaccess, what's it called, redirecting to direct everything to the .com, but having 4 years worth of search engine rankings for almost any topic to do with Photoshop, Illustrator, the last thing I want to do is kind of ruin all that. So I think I'll just stick to the .co.uk for now. So the first, well, let's take a look. The first, I'll take a look at the first post that I posted. Let's look through the archives. This is where my internet totally packs up and goes slow now. I'm not working. I'm all logged in, so I'm not using the cached version of the website. Plus, my computer's slowing down, recording two screens at the same time and recording the audio. Let's just double check whether it's still going, actually, because I end up doing these sort of things and find myself talking to myself and then realizing that it's not recording. So yes, it's all recording, still going. So the first post that I ever posted in April 2007 was the Spoon Graphics promotional flyer. Still quite impressed about this, actually. It's pretty cool. Little novelty flyer thing that I did, but unlike usual flyers, this flyer actually flies, and you should really download this and give it a go. It's actually pretty cool. I've got mine here. It's basically just a paper aeroplane that you kind of follow the steps. They're all numbered, and give it a try. You'll be surprised at how well they actually fly. I tend to build one of these every year or so and have some fun with it. So that was the first post I ever posted, and then we went on. I did the bit cringeworthy, these old posts. I'm a bit embarrassed about showing them, but I did a logo tutorial how to create this purple lemon logo in Illustrator. That's from the sketch right through to the final logo. As you can see, I didn't have a clue on how to do the screenshots properly. They're all done in light boxes. Oh, and look at that, Windows XP. What Adobe is that? CS or CS2, something like that. Anyway. So yeah, so then I posted things like free vector resources, which seemed to prove popular. I think things like this, leftovers from logos and little experiments that I did. Look a bit rubbish looking back at these, but thanks very much to Mahali, Damien, and Frank. Obviously, they were people who were around right at the start. So let me know if you're one of the people who's been with me from 2007. It'd be interesting. I know on that flyer post, Jacob Cass from Just Creative, or I'm Just, which one is it? I'm Just Creative or Just Creative Design? I keep getting the two mixed up. He seems to have started his up at roughly the same time, I think. So been able to meet and network with lots of cool people. So let's carry on. One of the first look back history posts I did was after 6 months. So I did a little bit of history. That's a little screenshot of the site when it was first built. That was kind of just a dirty rehash of my portfolio website at the time. All this was in Flash at the top, and it had some floating. The logos used to float around. As you can see, it just looks a bit terrible. And then after 6 months, I'd redesigned it into this, which might look pretty familiar because I've kept that the same since 2007. I've just done simple little tweaks. If you look at the header now, it's pretty much the same. Rehash the sidebar, rehash the content, just made it a little bit prettier every time. So some growth stats there. Some of the stats from the first month from April. From that, I think it was near the beginning of April through to the end. I got 1,368 visitors with an average of 45 per day. The top content was the homepage and that logo tutorial just shown you. Top traffic sources when I submitted it to some of the CSS galleries. Back then it was CSS Bloom, and the tutorial I submitted to Pixel 2 Life, which I've submitted every tutorial to since then. So obviously the big breaks then were CSS Bloom and Pixel 2 Life. We're going on then through to May, June. Posted more tutorials like a t-shirt tutorial that got featured on Good Tutorials and got some good traffic. Smashing Magazine obviously featured me on one of their posts and got me some good traffic, bumping that up to 709 visitors per day. Vecteezy, where I submitted my vector resources, that's still going. First web magazine feature. What was featured in there? I can't remember. Oh, it was just a feature on the blog itself in Web Designer magazine. So yeah, that bumped up to 2,050 by the time I'd got to 6 months. So these are the top referring websites that made it happen during the early days. Good Tutorials, Vecteezy, Tutorialize, StumbleUpon, Pixel 2 Life, a few Google rankings back then, Smashing Magazine, Best Web Gallery, and Dr. Web. So RSS subscribers, I was around 500 back then, and let's see who's been around since. Some names that I recognise now. If you're one of these, let me know. So that was 6 months. Another one I did was after a year, so 6 months on from that. It looks like we've got an average now of 6,000 per day. The highest peak was a tutorial on how to combine pixel and vector to produce striking artwork, which kind of was the first of the tutorial types of tutorial I now post more or less every week. Made it to 3,000 subscribers back then. Obviously, this was in the blogging boom when all the blogs were springing up, so we had quite a quite a good market, so to speak. The community was there, and it was a lot easier to create these sort of blogs. I think that's the feature in the Web Designer magazine, and back then my website was the most popular in South Yorkshire, more popular than the Sheffield Forum and the Sheffield Council website, Meadowhall. So I don't know what that's like now. Actually, I have to double check it. So yeah, that was after a year. After 2 years, the rehash of the site starting to look a bit more familiar to what it looks like now. Up to an average of 13,000 visitors per day. Top content was the tutorials for recreating authentic photo effects. I think that's still quite a popular one. Is it in my my top list? No, it's since been knocked off the spot, but let's see. So look back at all those different versions again. Let's see see how it kind of grew. Started introducing ads back in 2008, and then, as you can see, in 2000, going up to, well, so that introduced ads in August 2008, and when it got to December 2008, that's when the advertisements started to pick up. So from April 2007 to December 2008, so just over a year and a half was how long it took to post those topics out without earning any money. So that's the main thing to bear in mind. You want to do this out of passion and out of enjoyment, not for earning money from it. The money will come eventually, but you want to try and keep the money as a secondary bonus after everything else. So technical stats, this is where I started having to look at different servers. So after 2 years, that was when I moved over to SliceHost. Beforehand, it was set up on a shared server, which started to go down quite a lot. I'm still on SliceHost now, but I'm now paying about $250 a month for my host. It's now spread over 2 servers with the help of my buddy Matt and my buddy Cleats and Code from Twitter. He's been kindly helping me out. So follow them both, at Crouchy and at Cleats and Code. So yeah, this is back then. I'd got loads of interviews on various websites, and a little video of me thanking everybody for the support over the 2 years. So definitely need to drop in another thanks again. Right, so let's fast forward to 3 years. This is one I can remember because I did have the poster up on my wall there, but there's now a big white dirty boiler in the place since when we had the central heating done. So anyway, average stats from last year, we'd gone up to 17,000 per day. Still the same. That roundup of tutorials for photo effects was still popular, and also a roundup post for Illustrator tutorials. That's actually one of the top posts that you'll see on Google searches, which brings in quite a lot of traffic. RSS subscribers, I was 35,000, and the highest peak was still back from 2009. I've not managed to top that yet. We'll double check that in just a second, see if I've managed to beat it since. So let's see. Redesign number 5, which is still live. That's the one with these little touches. Kind of spruced up the content little bits at a time. Back then I had introduced the members area, so that's obviously a year old now. Lots of members making use of the goodies in there, there's plenty of stuff in there now. So hopefully it's good value. You pay $7 and you can either keep it going to download the the source files and all the new stuff and the giveaways as they're posted, or you could sign up, download as much as you want to make up your $7 worth, and then cancel. So I think a few people are quite enjoying that. Obviously, it's helping me out in terms of financial support, because I'm now doing this as a full-time job. So that's really appreciated for those who are stopping by on my blog and subscribing and everything. It really helps me out. So thanks very much. So back then I was helping out with the Smashing book, and I was invited to the Net Awards in London. So lots of opportunities I've seen from this blogging shenanigans. So definitely worth it if you're a designer. Definitely look at updating your own website with a blog and just share tips and things like that. So back then it was on just a 4 gig VPS from SliceHost. I think I'm on what is it now? I think it's either a 4 gig and a 2 gig or an 8 gig and a 2 gig. I can't remember. And then I made that little poster and gave that away to a few people. I'm a bit gutted that I forgot about it this year. Otherwise I could have done something fancy again. But you'll have to settle with this video instead. Right, so let's take a look at some stats. I've got this all set up from 13th of March 2007 to today, 2011. So this is 4 years worth of traffic. Back then started at no visitors per day. First day, 33, that's probably me. And then, as you can see, the growth got a good spike there, which looks like 29,000. What is it? 29,350. I think that looks like the highest peak I've ever had on my blog. I've never really been successful on Dig, which I know a lot of the other design blogs around that time were getting Dig posts, every day. So we'll try and find what that was in just a second. In fact, I'll open a new tab and do it. In fact, I won't, because I don't want to show anything in my Google account that I shouldn't do. I don't know if there's anything that should be kept secret, but I'll not risk it anyway. Let's see, I'll just open a new tab here. Is that going to work? Obviously, well, I probably could have done that, but I was thinking if I type a password in, whether you'll be able to see it or not. My brain's going numb. So what date was that then? Let's see. Was that it? Can't find it. March the 4th, 2009. So let's set that to... Come on, it's going slow now. So... This is where my brain stops working. March 4th, 2009. Because it's all backwards, isn't it? For all you Americans who switch things around, it should be 04, 2009. Right, see that, does that work? That's the one. So March the 4th, 2009, I had 29,350 visitors. Let's see what the top content was. And obviously I haven't managed to beat that since. So that was it. The tutorials for authentic photo effects. Come on, Google. The computer's going right slow now. So this was it. This is the highest trafficked post on Blog.SpoonGraphics of all time. Just a roundup of tutorials showing you how to create some cool photo effects. I've kind of picked these out based on genuine effects that are created from using the actual equipment, like the what's it called, like the what's those, like Lomo cameras and stuff like that. So if you've not seen that, head over and check it out. 43 tweets, I don't know if that's correct, it probably is. 164,000 thumbs up, 268 shares, 4 buzzers and 10 digs. So not relatively high stats, except for that that Stumble Upon, which is Stumble Upon's always been the best source of traffic for me. So you see your name in the comments down here. Were you part of the history? So let's see, let's close that off. So as you can see, I've only had a couple of big spikes. There was that one there, that one there. Let's see what that one is. November 16th, 2009. I've just closed that window, haven't I? Right, come on. Speedy up. So 11, 16, 2009, and then apply that. Let's see what this top content was. So is this the second most popular one? What's that one? 28,792. 28. Oh, so this is the third one. We'll check that in just a second, which is what? November 4th, 2010. So that was Photoshop actions. Oh, that's stopped recording. Right, so we'll continue. Hopefully this this QuickTime recording will continue, but you'll not be able to see my pretty face. Yeah, so that was a roundup of Photoshop actions, and then what was it? I forgot already. November 4th, 2010. So November 04, 2010. Oh, what? Am I doing it wrong way around or something? 04, 2010. What? I don't know. Whatever it was, it's not letting me look at it. So yeah, some interesting stats. Firefox is obviously the most popular browser. Page views, I don't know if they're interesting. Bounce rate, that's relatively high, I think, because I think a lot of people find my blog through search engines. This is it now, it's packing up all together, totally hammering my hard drive. So the bounce rate's always been pretty similar, around, well, it's leveled out now to around 70%. I don't know if that's pretty high, sounds like it. Content, let's see what well, I could have just looked at the top content of all time. Tutorials, 50 tutorials every designer should see is obviously the most popular post, and then the roundup of t-shirt design mock-up templates. So who's to say list posts don't work? Obviously the two most popular posts on my blog, but obviously tutorials and insightful articles are what you need to grow a blog on the long term. Let's see what else. Traffic sources. Is it going to load? Let's see if I can. Am I logged into the admin? I think I am. Estimate stats. Look at how many spam comments have been stopped. That's still loading. I very rarely actually check this, so I do apologise if anyone submitted a comment and it's never appeared. Obviously I get way too many to actually spend time and go through, unfortunately. So plenty of spam has been stopped there. All time, let's have a look. So 94,744 spam comments have been stopped. Let's see some posts. So I've got 359 posts since 2007. Is there anything else interesting in there? Let's close that. Right, so traffic sources. The major traffic source has always been Google from those search engines. Direct traffic, obviously it's built a kind of brand where people know of it and have kind of been visiting the site directly. Like I mentioned, StumbleUpon's always been one of the main sources of traffic, and also Smashing Magazine have helped out a lot over the years. And then good tutorials, which I've posted all my tutorials to since 2007. So I think that's about it. I don't know how long I've been going, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. A little bit of insight. We're now on 58,000 subscribers, but I'm not too sure if that's correct, because if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know I recently posted out a question asking if anyone else's stats have kind of plateaued since October 2010, and a bunch of people have reported the same, that their feed stats have stopped increasing. So I don't know if that's a feed burner problem, or whether there was some sort of big movement in late 2010 where people stopped using the feed readers, so that might be a lot higher. And in fact, that's that'll do. So I was going to look at something else then, but so yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously, thanks for subscribing and following me throughout the years. It's really appreciated. You've obviously helped bring in some really awesome opportunities for me. Obviously, I'll be really appreciated for the rest of time. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later.